The Kansas City Chiefs get a double dose of good news. One involves Jaylen Watson. The other, you'll have to stay tuned and find out coming up in just a bit. We'll explain more here on today's show. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. Thanks for joining us. Before we go any further, though, folks, in the lead-up between now and kickoff against the Houston Texans this Saturday, we are doing a sub-battle with our guy Jeremy Chuggs over at Texans Today. We want to see which channel can gain the most subscribers this week. We don't want to just beat the Texans on the football field. We want to beat them off the football field as well and show why we have the best fans in the National Football League. Sub for dubs. YouTube.com/Chiefs TV. We'll be live for the Chiefs-Texans game coming up this weekend. We're going to continue bringing you our daily news and rumors, live shows, mailbags, breaking news, and more, all right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. All right, let's start with the first dose in a double dose of good news. Quarterback Jaylen Watson activated from injured reserve. They've opened up the 21-day window, and according to Chiefs head coach Andy Reid, Watson could return as early as this week against the Houston Texans. Let's go. Here's more from Andy. I kind of want to see this week and see how he does, but from what I've seen so far, it's been good. It's been in good shape. I'm not telling you he can play a whole game, but I think he has a chance of playing. We'll see. And it is worth noting that Watson did practice on Tuesday, so that is huge for his status. This is big for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'll sit here and say, I don't know how much he plays, whether it's the full game, whether it's a small sample size. Maybe they just want to test him out a little bit. Whatever it may be. Some of Jaylen Watson out there is better than nothing at all. That is huge for this Kansas City Chiefs team because you think about this, all right? Let's say that you get him out there even just a little bit this week. You would have to think if you beat the Texans that he would be full speed for the following week in the AFC Championship. So all things are progressing towards the right direction for a player that many thought just a few weeks ago his season was done, that we would not even see him again in 2024/25. You get the idea. Even if he plays a small amount, that is big for this Kansas City Chiefs team because we have seen since he went down, the corner position has been a tremendous liability for the Kansas City Chiefs. And if he can be out there, that's so much better than not having him out there at all. He is a big difference maker as far as that goes. You look at what Watson did prior to the injury. Only allowed a completion percentage of 53.6%. He also only allowed 192 yards in that six-game stretch. No touchdowns were given up. He had 4 pass breakups. And his passer rating allowed was pretty good too. 75.3. Watson, before the injury, was having the best season of his career so far. And the stats don't tell the full story, but this was a difference maker. And I think what we saw in the fall-off showed just how good Jaylen Watson was playing for this Kansas City Chiefs team, and this is going to be big to potentially have him back this weekend in some capacity. What is that capacity? That remains to be seen, but I'd rather take some than nothing. That's for damn sure. Do you believe in Jaylen Watson? What do you guys think? It's our pinned comment today. Type B for believe, D for don't. Chime in on our pinned comment today, weigh in, and let us know what you think. We'll go over the second half of the double dose of good news in just a moment. But first, let's tell you about today's sponsor. That is Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time has got you covered. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. They have their super deals. If you see a super deal, that's a deal you don't want to pass up on. They also have their seat views and get the visual, see what that seat is like. You can customize your spot as well. Whether you're looking for tickets for this weekend's game in the AFC Divisional Round to see your Kansas City Chiefs or for a potential AFC Championship game or other events around Kansas City, Game Time is the place to go. And I can say this from personal experience. I have saved a lot of money on Game Time, specifically when I've waited to the last minute and the prices go down, and you can save big with Game Time too. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets. Lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Now, for part two in our double dose of good news for the Kansas City Chiefs, the NFL has announced that official Clay Martin will be the head referee for the Chiefs' AFC Divisional Round matchup against the Houston Texans. And I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of Clay Martin. I think he's a fantastic official. And not only are we talking about getting one of the best of the best and not having to deal with, like, Carl Cheffers, for example, who I know Chiefs fans can't stand. But on top of that, folks, you're getting a guy that has a good track record when it comes to officiating Kansas City Chiefs games. Listen to this. The Chiefs are 6-0 all time in games officiated by Clay Martin, including the one game he did this year back on November 29th when the Chiefs beat the Las Vegas Raiders 19-17. Clay Martin, he's a fascinating individual, by the way. I don't know how many people know his backstory. He is an administrator at Jenks High School in Oklahoma, just outside of Tulsa, my hometown. So Clay and I got that connection there. He's the athletics director there. He used to be the high school basketball coach. He was a principal there. So he's got a lot going on. He's staying busy off the football field at his day job there in Jenks, Oklahoma. He was quite the basketball player, too. He's in the Hall of Fame at Oklahoma Baptist University, as he was a very good basketball player. He's also in the Hall of Fame at Tulsa Public Schools as well, where he came from there in T-Town. And I got to say, I think Clay Martin's my favorite official in the NFL. And when I look at Clay Martin, the thing that he does a good job of is just being fair. And he is fair to the teams that he officiates. And that's what we're looking for. And I'll explain more on that here in just a bit. Listen to this. More on Clay Martin of what he's done this season in the National Football League, folks. In games officiated by Martin in 2024, the home team has received about 45.32% of penalties. That's 4%, the league average, when it comes to penalty total. So what that tells me is the Chiefs being at home have a little bit of an edge when it comes to having Clay Martin as their official compared to somebody else. Now, we will not sit here and deny that based on history, having Clay Martin officiate this game is a very good thing for the Kansas City Chiefs. History tells us as much, that he does a good job with the games that the Chiefs are a part of. We won't sit here and deny that. Now, you look even the last playoff game he did with the Kansas City Chiefs, the 2021 Divisional Round, when the Chiefs beat the Cleveland Browns. He officiated that game as well, a 22-17 win against the Cleveland Browns. There's this theory that's been floating around the National Football League circles for 2+ seasons now, that the Chiefs get all the calls, that everything's rigged, everything's scripted, they're trying to help out Taylor Swift's favorite football team and all that. All those claims are just absurd. I could argue that the Buffalo Bills get just as many, if not more, calls than the Kansas City Chiefs get. All right? I'm not going to sit here and buy any of the crap that people put out there that the league's in bed with the Kansas City Chiefs. All I'm asking for is not for Clay Martin to give the Chiefs an advantage. I'm not asking for Clay Martin to be biased towards the Kansas City Chiefs, and I don't think he will be. What he will be is fair. I can guarantee you that much. That's all we're asking for. And to me, that's a big deal for the Kansas City Chiefs, because on any given Sunday, when they go mano a mano with any team in the league, They are the better team. And on paper, they should win every time they take the football field. I don't think Clay Martin is going to get in the way of the Chiefs' success. In fact, he actually should make things better for Kansas City. Who's your favorite official in the NFL, by the way? I want to know. Weigh in the comments section and tell me who comes to mind. I was a big fan of Ed Hockley back in the day with the guns, looking like big techs out there. Sean Hockley's another good one, too. Can't stand Carl Cheffers. Give me your favorite NFL official in the comments section. Weigh in and let us know. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.